Good afternoon, YouTube, and so glad you're back with me to this day. I am here on this wonderful Tuesday after Mother's Day. In fact, today is my daughter's Rachel's birthday, May 12th. Yeah, she was born 35 years ago. 35 years ago. Happy birthday, Rachel. And I know that you're going to have a blessed time and a blessed year. That's my prayer for you, and I love you. Anyway, just want to say that I'm truly excited about what's been taking place. Last week, we started the serious endeavor into digitizing some of my old sermon tapes for the Patreon page. Hopefully, by the end of the week, we'll have at least 10 of them on there. It takes some time going from those old cassette tapes, if those of you who know what those are. Some fine lessons and sermons that were preached. This particular group of sermons is from the Family Faith Center pulpit in Montebello, California. But we will be putting up others from the RTL pulpit and whatnot. So be looking forward to that. Anyway, having said that, I would love to have you come and join me on my podcast. If you've not gone to the podcast yet, you'll notice down in the description, just click the little button there, the little arrow, and up will pop the various platforms that you can listen to my podcast, Drunk Theology, on. That's where the actual lessons are. Someone was asking me this weekend about, why are the YouTube channel so short? I had to explain to them that the lessons, sometimes technology escapes people. I understand anybody over, the age of 50, sometimes don't understand that. But also I'm surprised how many people at the age of 30 doesn't understand it. So anyway, if you'll click down there, you will see that there's a variety of different platforms that we are on. I believe are on 5 different ones. All of them will connect you to Drunk Theology. You just go ahead and download your favorite platform app onto your phone or your computer or your audio, whatever streaming device you have, and look for Drunk Theology, and you will find all of the lessons that we've been covering here on the challenge of the gospel. Just to take note of that. And also down there in the description is the link to my Patreon page, where you're going to be able to find all those older sermons for those who are into legacy messages. Well, the truth of the matter is the gospel transcends time, and the messages there are still relevant. And you will find that you will be blessed by them, I'm sure. Having said that, remember to make any contributions. The downloads will be for free on the Patreon page, but any contributions you make will be greatly appreciated. Having said that, we have some concerns here. I just found out today that we may be on lockdown for another 3 months, possibly, here in the Los Angeles area. I don't know what that's going to do to my hair. I've already gotten comments that I need a haircut. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll just go back to my good old rocker days, when I sported longer hair and what have you. Who knows? But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe somebody will come to my home and give me a professional cut. I've been offered some amateur cuts, and I've seen some of the damage done there, so I've declined. Well, anyway, but yeah, we are concerned. We look at the fact that, people are already getting stir crazy. My poor wife, Shelley, she just brought some horror stories the last couple of days on people's behavior, and it's just getting bad. And so keep her and other people that are on in the retail grocery industry, keep them in prayer, because they have to put up with a lot of pressure, and so keep them in your prayers. I know that I do, and I just told her, you just take a song with you, and if need be, sing it to them. And maybe they need encouragement. Maybe that's part of the problem. They're just under so much stress, and they need the peace of God to invade their life. But so just do that. Keep that in mind, because this is a rather odd time, and the more the time goes on, the more I see. Well, just to share what my understanding is and what I see about this is that there's something going on in the background. There's something that we're not being told. But the fact is when a salon owner, someone who owns a salon, it happened to this woman in Texas last week, was arrested for opening her salon, and then the judge berating her and calling her selfish. I watched it. I watched the video of the trial, as it were, and her answer to him was very respectful, very honorable. But she said, "Your Honor, I don't perceive myself as selfish for wanting to put food on the table for my children, nor offering my employees an opportunity to do the same." And for that, she was put 7 days in jail and $1,000 fine per day. But before he issued that verdict, he said, "If you will apologize, I will let you go." And that just struck me. It hit me. How far is that in spirit and attitude from Nero telling Christians, just say that I'm God and I'll let you go? That's all you have to do. You don't have to believe it. Just say that I'm God and Jesus is not, and I'll let you go. Just say you apologize to me for opening your salon and I'll let you go. See, it's the same power trip. And that really opens up, like what John said in his love letters, that in the last days that there will be many antichrists. And see, a lot of times we think, oh, there's going to be a lot of different antichrists. No, it's the spirit and the attitude, people coming up with that power trip of being able to control your life, which is actually witchcraft in the scripture. Because, witchcraft and rebellion are the same thing. Rebellion is wanting to take control and do things your way. And witchcraft is given the same level. It says rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. So that witchcraft is that person who seeks to control another. And that's an antichrist spirit. And we need to pray for this nation. We need to seriously pray for this nation to stop being so partisan and divided and come together if this in fact isn't a true pandemic that is devastating as it is. The numbers don't point to that. The numbers are sad. I'm sorry to each and every family member that's been touched by this crisis. But it isn't what they said it was, but they're behaving and acting and expecting us to behave and act as it were. And they're trying to control our lives. And that's scary. And we need to understand that. And I don't care if you're a Christian, if you're a God-fearing person, if you're a person that believes that God is in control, we need to be crying out to the Lord and asking him to have mercy on us and to move this nation back to a place of unity. That's what's important. So I'm saying that, letting you know where I'm coming from. I'll be talking to more people about this and conducting some interviews, as I've said. And anyway, we're going to move on from there to this week's lesson, which is going to be about, on the challenge of the gospel. The challenge that we're going to be looking at is the challenge of communication. So, the challenge of communication. What is the challenge of communication? What is communication? Now, immediately, I'm sure there's some of you are thinking, okay, so now you gotta tell me that if I'm gonna be growing in God and becoming the person that I need to be, that I have to share my faith. No, I'm not saying that for this lesson. Because I personally believe that if you are a believer, whether you open your mouth or not, your life will exemplify Christ, and people will notice and people will ask and inquire. And you don't have to go around standing on street corners passing out leaflets and trying to get people to listen to you. No, the communication I'm talking about is our communication with our friends. What is it that are you communicating? What are you talking about? What is it? What are the things that come out of your mouth? What is the communication between you and your spouse? You and your children, if you have children. You and your girlfriend. You and your buddy. You and the coworker. What is the communication? So there's the challenge of communication. Because communication between people, if it's honest and open, will always produce a positive result in most cases. Unless there's ultra violence and hatred involved, it will always produce a positive result. Not each party will get what they want or desire, but there's an art to communication. There's a challenge of communication, and it has a bedrock. It has a foundation in Scripture. And so we're going to talk about that because it affects your walk with God. In fact, it will be a fruit of your walk with God, of your growth in the Lord. Because remember, that's what we're all about. Drunk theology is about getting you to come to a place where you are just living and breathing in a dynamic relationship with the living God. And so that's what we're going to be covering. And so I encourage you later today or later this week, but it'll be posted sometime today, will be, the challenge of communication. The challenge of communication. We're going to talk about the bedrock of that, and it's going to be 3 parts for this portion of the series, because I want to cover all that. I want to cover the relationships with parents, with spouses, with children, with family, friends, co-workers, employers. It's important, and it all will be a result of your walk with God. So anyway, if there's any comments, any concerns, any prayer requests, put them in the comments down there. Prayer requests, I'll be praying over them. Shelley will be praying over them because we're concerned for you. And we trust that God will keep you in His peace wherever you're at, and that you will feel His presence and His love in your household. Shalom.